All right, Pete Kaiser, number 14. So what do you hear from the trail?
The forecast looks good. Like through 10 days here, we'll see if that pans out, but it looks pretty nice. Maybe a little warm the first half. The trail itself, I'm not really sure. We'll see when we get out there, I guess. Might be a little beat up some spots from Iron Dog. Other spots may be good. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit faster trail, I guess, maybe except for some of the bumpy areas. But I don't foresee a lot of like new fresh snow anywhere, at least the first few days. So we'll find out.
With 34 teams, that's not quite half, but pretty close to half. Is what does that do for strategy or anything? Because you have less people, less teams on the trail and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
You think that's going to change anything?
Not really. I think it's going to be nice for some of the teams that are in the back of the pack. They're only going to have 30 teams in front of them versus if you're in the back of the pack on a 70 team year, you got 70 teams in front of you. So I mean, if you're in the top 10, like we're hoping to be traveling in the top 10, you have the same amount of teams in front of you as you usually do. But for the back of the pack guys, I think they'll have a little less torn up trail with less teams in front of them.
Sure. Now, traditionally there's been teams that were in it for the experience versus competitive teams that are in it to win it. What's the makeup of this crew of 34?
I guess I haven't broke it down, but I think the ratio is probably similar. I think there's actually less rookies this year than normal. So yeah, I mean there's still quite a few competitive teams. The defending champ is back, Brent, and lots of guys that have been in the top 10, top 5 before. So I think the competitive side of it is still there. There's obviously a couple teams missing this year, but still a lot of good teams. So I don't think it's going to be an easy race by any means.
No, I guess what I was thinking of is that maybe some of the experienced folks, in for the experience may not be around. And so this crew is like the competitive crew. Is this kind of what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some rookie teams that, probably are on a totally different pace, and still some other teams that might be on a different pace than trying to win or trying to be top 10. But yeah, I mean, who knows? We'll see.
Right.
Yeah, it has the potential to be a real good group, and if we get good weather, maybe we see the whole field finish in record time.
Yeah. What? Tell us about this year's team.
A lot of the same ones as last year. A few new ones, a few new 2-year-olds. It's kind of a blend of 2- and 3-year-old dogs, and then some 5- and 7-year-old dogs. So definitely more experience than last year's team. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice group, they're very talented, and if things come together, I think we'll do real well.
Is majority of this group that won the Iditarod just here last month? I mean, not the Iditarod, I'm sorry, the
Cusco?
K300.
Yeah, most of them. And then a couple of those dogs that were in my Cusco team that aren't quite as well suited for this stayed home, and a couple others that were, one or two that ran with Nate DeHaan in the Cusco is in this, so. Yeah, I think everybody here ran the Cusco, whether with me or with Nate.
Right. We were just talking to Richie, and he's just starting his family on the trail thing, and then yesterday you had Ari in the tag sled. Tell us about that. What's that feel like?
Yeah, that was fun, and Beth had posted those pictures last week of some of our first Iditarods, and Ari being a baby at the start, and then all of a sudden he's driving the second sled for 9 miles through town there with some tricky turns and stuff too, and he did great. So that was fun, and I think he really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was writing how his life has been all around dog mushing.
It's been since he was born. He's been here for every Iditarod start. So yeah, he's kind of a pro at knowing what to do around here.
So talk about that. We're here, it's March, everybody's interested in dog mushing, but July, it's still happening. And as the kids grow older, it's got to be a little bit extra help around the house.
Yeah, with house stuff maybe a little bit, but as they get better at picking stuff up, they get better at taking stuff down and laying it around the house too. So yeah, I haven't pressured Ari into the dog yard yet at all. He's just kind of getting to that age where he can't be knocked over by dogs and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's our family's getting older and things are changing for sure, but yeah, it's tons of work in the off season, tons of work during the season. So
yeah. Well, tell us about your sponsors and supporters and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the same awesome sponsors back again. Donlin Gold, Ryanair, Northern Air Cargo, Drew's Foundation. The list goes on and on. There's tons of sponsors and help at home and stuff like that. So just want to thank everybody for their support, and that's what gets us here and helps us get to the finish line. So.
One question popped into my mind: who's leading you, or what group of leaders do we have to look at this year?
Yeah, quite a few. Delmer's probably the best in his prime. Done this a few times now. Sky is 7, and she's done this quite a few times. There's some young ones, Mookie and Trout. There's Frida, who's 8. She's the oldest dog in the team, and she's done this like 7 times now. So a lot of experience. I think I'm pretty happy with my leader situation as long as everybody stays healthy.
Right. All right. Have a good race.
Thank you.
Yeah.